Hey guys, welcome back to Young and Unscripted. Today we have a really exciting guest on. We have on Tobi King Bakare. Tobi, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
No, thank you for coming on. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Like I told you earlier, my neck is a bit damaged, so I'm hanging in there.
Yeah.
Had a little accident, but I'm good.
No, Thank you for coming on despite that. So Tobi, could you just give a little bit of an introduction about yourself, just for the guests who may not know who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so my name's Tobi. I'm an actor. I'm a writer. And that's about it. I'm a creative.
Amazing. So what made you want to become a creative? What inspired you to get into this industry?
So growing up, I thought I wanted to be a barrister.
Me too.
And I think that was kind of like where it started. I think there's something similar between like acting and sort of law, where
100%.
you get up on the stand, you almost have to like create a performance. You get up there and you have to like use storytelling to like get them to feel emotions and to sort of
this
sway.
is the thing. I feel like everyone's always said to me, for being a barrister, it's who can tell the most convincing story, who can convince the jury. It's never even about like of course we want to know we want justice to be served, but yeah, who can tell the most convincing story, and actors
100%
tell it the best.
It's never really, it is about the evidence, but how you twang it, you know what I mean? How you twang it. So that was kind of what I thought I wanted to do. Then realised quite early on that the route of becoming a barrister is almost very similar to becoming an actor, as in you're self-employed. You probably, especially for the first couple of years when you're sort of doing your training, it's not paid for by the government. So you kind of need to have some sort of stable background to be able to sort of help you through that. And I was just like, this is like really tough and difficult. And I didn't feel like it was accessible for me growing up at the time, working class background. So I remember there was a time I was like, I don't know what to do. And I was just like, whatever, I'm going to be a fireman. I thought I wanted to be a fireman, which is crazy. Yeah. And then my teacher made me see this show in Kilburn, a theatre called The Tricycle. Well, it was called The Tricycle, now it's called The Kiln. A show called The Believers by Frantic Assembly. And it was sick.
Yeah.
I remember being like, this show is hard. I want to be whatever like this is, I'm trying to be involved. Yeah. Then I started the Saturday school, and then I sort of started. Then I realised, I want to be an actor, I want to be a creative. I
feel like Frantic Assembly, especially, was this at school when you did it? Yeah, you did. I feel like it's such a school staple. Everyone trains with Frantic Assembly. Did you study drama at school?
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. And you did it for A-level as well?
Yes.
And then...
So after that experience, then it was like, that was GCSE time. Then I finished GCSEs. And I was like, cool, I'm going to pick for my A-levels. I still thought I was going to do law, so I picked kind of like a mixture between English literature things.
Wait, what did you exactly do? What was your...
Drama, English lit, philosophy and media.
Oh, okay. I did English lit, history and drama.
Okay, yeah.
So, similar.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So did you ever think about going to uni for law, or was it like drama school you were thinking about? I know you said you did the Saturday schools. What were you thinking for uni?
I was thinking uni. I was thinking aiming for the big dogs, Cambridge, Oxbridge.
Me too. Why we had the exact
this is crazy.
No, same. I was like, Cambridge. I want to go to Jesus College. That was like the college. Yeah, I was ready. I was like, let's go. But that didn't work out. But mad.
This is scary, but no.
Yeah, no, it's great.
That was kind of like, I think my mum put that in my head as well, low-key. She was like, you need to go to Oxford.
Yeah.
But I was down. I was like, this is my journey. I was looking at horse riding sort of lessons to try and like atomize sort of
personal
application.
Statement.
Personal statement. That's the most important part apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, 100%. That's cool though. So why did you then decide, you said, obviously you did the Saturday schools for drama. Why did you not think about doing drama school the 3 years?
So legit, at that time I was 16, so I couldn't do drama school. I had to wait until I was 18.
Of course, yeah.
So I remember I done all the research, legit. So I was in A-level. I done A-levels for 1 year, sixth form. Then I was like, you know what? I just want to go drama school. Then I decided I don't want to go uni. I want to go drama school. But then obviously you need to be 18. Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to do my Saturday school. And I dropped out of college. And I went to like a college. I was dropped out of sixth form, went to a college where they done just like an acting course.
Yeah.
And then I sort of was doing that just until I could apply for drama school. I was like, I need to go drama school. And then, yeah.
Was there anything during your college time that you felt really stuck with you as an actor even now into your career?
You know what? I would say more my training at Raw. Raw was a Saturday school.
Yeah.
I think Raw gave us like a multitude of lessons. For me, I think it was about starting from yourself. Like when you're approaching work and just being in the creative industry, it's always good to start from yourself. And when I say that, I mean like understanding who you are and really doing the work on you before thinking about taking on other characters. Yeah. How can you understand the psyche of someone else if you don't understand your own psyche?
Yeah.
And I think
so
in that aspect, there's that way. There's even like surviving in the industry. A lot of people survive off confidence, and I think that is good and it takes them far. But I don't think it lasts.
No.
I think if you're just confident, you're just doing things. You might get to a stage where you start feeling the challenges and you start sort of taking that as your own challenges, but it's not.
Yeah,
you need to understand yourself so that you can understand why you're reacting to certain things the way you are. And so I think that's kind of the biggest thing I took from Raw.
What do you think then was the biggest thing you learned about yourself in that, if you had to really analyse yourself in those moments?
I think there was a lot of like dealing with and understanding my own traumas that I grew up with. In Raw, they weren't scared to talk about trauma.
Right, okay. What is your opinion on that? Because I've heard so many mixed things. I've heard things where people literally walk in first week of drama school and they're like, everyone's sitting in a circle. What is the most traumatic thing you've been through? Let's make a play out of it. And other people are like, no. So, I mean, I think I'm very much like let's create a safe space for everybody to work. And, you know, some things, I guess, drama and acting, it is all about lived experience, right? It is like drawing on that. But then also I do think there's a bit of a line where it's like we don't want it to actually be triggering for the actor. So yeah, what do you think about that? What's your lines, your boundaries with that?
You know what? I think I'm not sure if it's because of like I've got tough skin, man. I say it. I didn't grow up here. I kind of grew up in between different countries. I had a lot of experiences growing up, and I think it has given me tough skin. So I think my outlet on that isn't probably the healthiest.
Okay.
I feel like where training in that sort of high intensity environment can work for some people. I don't think it should be the only way to train. I don't think that's not right. Yeah. That's like the whole argument with school. Like some people learn differently. You can't just expect everyone to learn in one way. But I think for me, I can't lie. That type of thing, it did work for me.
Okay.
But I don't think, again, I don't think it is the only way.
Right.
And I don't feel like it has to be forced down your throat.
Yeah. Do you feel like that then drew you more to creating work that maybe, I don't know how to describe it, maybe the sort of work that has a lot of trigger warnings?
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
I think I'm not scared to approach work like that.
Right.
I think, if anything, when I see work, I don't really differentiate between a comedy and some dark thriller. To me, it's like, it's storytelling, it's fine. Like we can go there, we can go. And I think I didn't realise that at first, to be fair. When I watched things and when I had like experienced it, I didn't realise that I just had this, again, it's the thick skin. I didn't realise that was really triggering. I just went, oh, it's interesting. If anything, I was chasing the interest more than I was chasing the trigger factor. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
It's funny with comedy as well, because I've had a few guests on who love doing comedy shows. And they always say that comedy is actually just used to mask those deeper and darker topics. Do you feel like you use it sometimes, like in your work, to mask it? I guess it's more digestible then for the audiences as well as the actors. 100%,
and relatable. Like no one wants to sit there in real life. Like people go through traumatic experiences. Everyone has trauma. Yeah. But no one like walks around just like saying that all the time. That's not even realistic.
Yeah.
The most realistic way you're probably going to see someone interact with their own trauma is them sort of like, I don't know, making a joke about it, avoiding it. And in that, I think you can find the humour, you can find like ways to sort of creatively explore it. Yeah. I think that's where comedy is really fun, because when you watch a comedy, most comedies, people laughing at their own pain. Yeah. That's legit comedy.
Yeah,
so,
that's literally,
yeah.
What's your favourite genre to perform then?
Favourite genre has to be like thriller.
Yeah, thriller. I love a thriller.
High stakes, high intensity, big moments of like emotion, energy. Yeah, that's my bag.
Yeah. How long did it take from you training at Raw and at your Saturday schools to then getting into the industry? What was that process like for you?
I think I was like really, really lucky early on so when I just finished college and just finished Raw, my third year of Raw, I legit that same year got signed and got my first big role.
Wow.
And yeah, it was all in this magical year where I also got into drama school.
Wow.
And I ended up not being able to go because of the role and the length of the time of the role. So yeah, that was fantastic year. 2019, I remember it.
Oh, I love it.
Actually, 2018, low-key, could go into 2019.
Yeah, going into it. What was that first role?
It was a show called Temple TV series.
Yeah, how was that then, I suppose, if it's your first role going straight onto screen, did you train with screen at Raw or was it just theatre?
Raw was a mixture of both.
Okay, amazing. So you at least had some, What was it like being on set?
Yeah, I've kind of always thought of it as like my training ground. Like I was there with some big dogs, big industry hard hitters.
Yeah.
And I remember being like the freshest and the youngest, the most keen. Learned a lot of lessons. I think at that age you're like a sponge. You just soak in, and I'm so grateful because I was, for most part, I soaked in everything.
Yeah.
And then sometimes there's some things you shouldn't soak in.
Okay.
And that's the lessons that I've learned.
Yeah.
Where I've gone, okay, now as an adult, I understand the things that I probably, if I had more experience, would have been able to subside or to be able to feel like I can do things my own way. But because I was soaking, I just used that experience like a sponge. But ultimately, I would say, it was good.
You know the debate of drama school or just learning on the job. What's your stance on that then? Because I know some people are like, no, you should get your foundations first, you should go. And I feel like I ask a lot of my guests this question because it's so interesting to see everybody's different stance on it. What's yours?
Regardless of my experience, I think training is important.
Yeah.
I think training is important. I'm like, I don't play when it comes to understanding the craft of it.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's almost disrespectful, in my opinion, for you to try and jump into a field without understanding the origins, understanding how it's worked, understanding the people that have come before you. I think there's a due respect you have to give to any craft you're getting involved in. So I think, but I don't think drama school is the only way to train.
Yeah.
That's where I go, okay, cool. If you don't go drama school, how else are you getting them hours in? But for me, I think Saturday school was super intense. So, and everyone that I went to school with there, they also have been like, yo, we got our hours to a certain degree. But even then, like, it didn't end. And like, training didn't end there for me. Like, Go Hub, things like...
I'm always hearing about Go Hub. I need to get myself to
man. It's good. It's good. Go Hub. Like, things like National Youth Theatre.
Yeah.
Building your connections. Workshops. There was a thing called Monobox. Bring back Monobox. But it was good. The Monobox was like this, like, there was like workshops that you could do, drop-in sort of courses at times, affordable for actors. It was good. So I think you still need to get your hours in. It doesn't need to be drama school. That's not the only way. Yeah. But then you need to train, I think.
Yeah, I feel like everyone says training never stops. Yeah. You have to continue with it no matter how much of a seasoned actor you are. You said you learn a lot of lessons on the TV show Temple. What would you think is your biggest takeaway from it?
Biggest takeaway lesson is trust your creative gut.
Okay.
I think that was the biggest lesson where I was like, oh, at that age, I didn't understand that. Because I was so fresh as well, there's so much happening on like a TV set or film set. There's like hundreds of people at times. And that means there's so many opinions, there's so many things you're maybe considering. But the more experience you get, I think you then learn how to just blank it out and remain focused on like what the goal is and what the creative vision is. And I think even like you have different directors, which is something that I didn't know happened. But
of course on TV. Yeah, I forget about You
have like different blocks, and block 1 has one director, block 2, block 3. And it's like sometimes you kind of, how do you remain, focused, and how do you remain locked into whatever you're trying to do when you're then trying to understand 3 people's visions and 3 people's understandings? The answer is you probably can't.
Yeah.
You need to know what that is. How you book the role is probably what they need and what you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So I think that was something I didn't get, where I was just like in that early phase of my life where I was like, yo, what are you gonna say? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. What are you gonna say? And then producers like, oh, I'm going to do that kind of thing. And then you end up trying to do everything.
Yeah.
And end up doing nothing.
You can't. Yeah. Too many voices.
Too many voices,
man. Yeah. Was there a specific director that you worked with that you were like, yeah, this is the vision I thought as well. Like, I love this. I want to work.
Yeah, no. The first director, Luke was, bad man. Yeah.
Have you taken anything that he taught you or directed you to do into your career?
Yeah. I remember like a lot of the early stage, I think he directed me with like encouragement and again freedom. Certain directors like create a space where actors feel like they're able to just play and they're able to just explore in the way they want to explore, but then the director has just given them the orbit where they can do that in. And I think he done that like exceptionally in that first block where I felt like I could do whatever I wanted, but it was still part of his plan. Obviously it's part of his vision,
of course,
but then I felt that, so then creatively magical things are happening. But and I feel like then taking on further in my career is just like making sure, even if a director doesn't give me that space or I don't feel like they're giving me that space, know that I can do it, because at the end of the day it's you. You're the product. No one's in 10 years when they're gonna watch that show back, they're not gonna be thinking about block one, they're just gonna see the face. You know what I'm saying? So you need to remember what it is that you need like to do and what you want to do. And I saw it in like the people I was working with. I saw how they responded to like direction and how they kept themselves away from the chatter. And like, I remember one thing, Mark Strong, and he wouldn't mind me saying, remember he wouldn't walk with, normally on the set, if you're going to like locations, there would be like a runner that kind of follows you and sort of leads you so that you don't get lost or whatever. It's like, no one needs to follow you around set. Like, you're not a baby. So it does make you feel a bit like my child, like this person just escorted me everywhere. And he was like, no one's escorting me nowhere. And no one escorted me, just I need to be there, I'll be there at the time. And I think in a way that was also him controlling the chit chat. Like, then you're focused, you're going there for a job, you know what you're doing, you're not, you know what I'm saying? So I think all of those little things, little experience things, I think things that I've learned.
So obviously you talk about like that inside noise of everyone who's working on the production, but what about that outside noise of people who are then watching it? How do you deal with critics or people who loved it? Like, how did that, because obviously it's your first professional thing that you did, how was that, like, controlling the outside noise? And what was the outside noise for it?
I think like fortunately I didn't hear nothing crazy. I think if anything, you're always the biggest critic. You always look at it and you go, like every creative does that. But externally, everyone was saying nice things. Everyone was sort of had a nice response to it. And I think controlling that is obviously you don't let that get to your head, positively and negatively. Like I don't hear that and go, okay, cool, I'm done. That's good enough for me. And I don't hear that and they go, oh, I didn't enjoy that, and I go, oh shit, I need to make it better for that. No, it's not about that. It's about how I feel about it. But then again, back to knowing yourself. Why do I feel that way about it? What is it that, like, how do I look at myself, and how do I like, how do you teach yourself? Like, how do you teach yourself lessons and all of these things? If you're watching it and you don't enjoy it, what are you telling yourself? Is that you're shit, or is it that, I need to work on that? You know? And I think, again, it's going back to understanding who you are.
I feel like a show that you did do that must have had a lot of outside noise because of how popular it was. How was the reception for Black Boys? Because a big show to be doing. How was that whole experience for you?
It was magical, man. God bless that show, man. It's a really powerful show.
So powerful.
People that come and speak to you after the show are just like, a lot of people are moved. Like, I think, like you're talking to people and they're crying, they're opening up, those type of experiences, which comes with, again, positives and negatives. But then ultimately you sort of give thanks to the show because it's given a space for people to just let those emotions out and experience those things. So, it was a magical experience, man. So
did you ever feel a pressure of like, oh my gosh, the first cast obviously did so incredibly well that they brought it back for the next run. So how did you feel filling those shoes?
100%. I think I can probably speak for all of us when we also felt like we were really conscious that we didn't want to replicate what happened before. So there was a pressure to obviously not match, but to just show up and give what we need to give. But also, we didn't want a replica or to feel like we don't want people to think that they could compare it. Like if it's a completely different show, then you're just gonna have a different opinion.
Yeah.
If it's trying to be the same show, it's easier to go, oh, that bit wasn't like that though, and it wasn't. Like I feel like we made it quite different, I think.
Yeah.
We did.
Did you ever speak to anyone in the original cast?
Yeah,
and,
man. All of them are my boys. All of them are my boys. We all been close for years, so yeah. So
that's
nice.
so nice.
Yeah.
And I feel like as well that show is very movement heavy. Do you like movement in your practice? Is that something you've always had a foundation of, or is that something that you learn on the show?
Could definitely learn on the show.
Okay.
So I didn't go to drama school.
Yeah.
And in my Saturday school, I remember there was 2 options. You could choose to do movement and singing, or poetry and like spoken word. And I was spoken word back. Probably obviously, but I never really done a move. I never ever got told to do this in the count of 8. The hell does that mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so when I was in that room and they're telling me, okay, cool, everyone on the 6th count, you're gonna do it. I said, what? I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Wait a minute.
I'm like, yo, hold up. So that was, but then interestingly, movement itself is something that I think comes natural to me. Something that I actually do like exploring, but it's the choreo and sort of like movement in sort of the movement jargon, all of those things and the technicalities. That's something I think you work on, you build it like a muscle. Yeah. And my muscle was weak. My muscle was weak, man.
Well, I've had in the audition, wasn't it like a whole workout situation?
Yeah,
what was that like for you?
So I remember in my audition, my version of it was the crump. We had a crump sort of like workshop.
Okay.
Where we was taught like some crump movements and had to do it in like, again, it was a choreographed performance. But luckily, crump isn't about like the choreo and the cleanness of it. It's about the energy.
Yeah.
Obviously, for it to be perfect, it's that you're hitting the right move and you're hitting it perfectly with the energy. But if you just have the energy and the raw, you can
you can try it.
So luckily, that was where I shone as well. Like it was fine because I wasn't getting it technically right, but I was just going for it.
Yeah. So, and I feel like for a show like that is so big and bold, that's what they're looking for. You just have to go for it. You just have to show what you can do. Yeah. So do you take movement now into your practice, or are you like, okay, let me just rest for a second?
100%. Yo, I can't lie. That experience of Black Boys taught me how to crump, and that experience of like that is something that I don't want it to stop at for Black Boys.
Of course,
I think because of the way I've learned how to act through experience, I always see shows and learnings through shows as additions to my belt. Like now that's another skill that I can add. I'm going to keep on harnessing. I'm going to try and add to it in my own way. So yeah, I'm definitely like movement continues, man.
Yeah. I love movement. I feel like for me, it's like the foundation of my practice. I love going into it. It's so cool. So with all of For Black Boys then, what was your favourite scene in it that you got to do? So many good scenes.
There's so many.
I mean, the whole starting section is movement, isn't it? The whole beginning, isn't it? Like that was so powerful. That's when I knew, okay, from the start it's going to be very, very powerful. Yeah.
In rehearsals, that was probably my favourite thing to work on.
Yeah.
In the show, you know what? It wasn't in the beginning, but the Black of the Berry crump / monologue before it. It was like, I remember like, I think on the show, it reached a level where I was just excited to do it every day. I was like, yeah, I can't wait to get on stage and do that today. Like go home and have more ideas. And it was like, even then, so because we were just crumping and we were given space to just learn and adapt the dance how we wanted it to be.
Yeah.
So the perfectionist creative I am is going home and I'm watching the crump videos and I'm going, all right, next I'm going tomorrow, I'm gonna add in a little jab. Then that ended up just becoming like this thing. Even on stage we're like gassing each other up and we're going, oh shit, you see that? Those moments. There's a show where people are falling. People are like jumping. Someone jumped off stage at a time.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah, we had a lot of freedom in that section, and it was
Who was your movement director?
Theo.
Okay.
So yeah, Theo.
That's really cool.
It's hard to sit crumper, one of the OGs. Yeah, not hard.
I love that. What was the hardest thing? Because I feel like with the Black Boys, must be quite emotionally draining to do. So yeah, were there any scenes that you were like, oh gosh, I have to mentally prepare for this?
You know what? The hardest thing was probably the movement, the choreo for me. Like the choreo was hard. Emotionally, I think again, my training and tough skin kind of kept me all right. Like,
okay.
I think there was a lot of huge emotional moments. And for the most part, I think, yeah, we had like a good support system as well. And we knew what to expect. We knew that we're going into something where we're going to be like going into the deep ends of our emotions. Yeah. So I think, I feel like it was all right in that aspect.
So then from For Black Boys, you've also now written your own play, haven't you, Before I Go. What was the process for that? What inspired you to write your own play? Yeah,
so Before I Go is like, it was a monologue at first.
Okay.
So there was a monologue I wrote called Mandem. And then I performed that a few times. I enjoyed the reception. I was inspired. I think after one of the shows, when my boys was like, similar to what we were just talking about, he was like, bro, I want to perform that for one of my drama school auditions. And I was like, what? I was like, what? So then I told my agent, I was like, yo, like, how can we make that happen if that was a thing?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, you could like go through the, like, you know, monologue book, like, so submit it to someone making a monologue book, or you can just write a play and get the play published. And I was like, I could just do that, innit? And then I sat with the idea for a while. It then became this whole new thing where the monologue was a part of the play. And yeah, that was kind of the journey of it.
Wow.
But yeah, it was
inspiring. So you said obviously originally that spoken word was kind of your bag, like when you were at drama school. So is there a lot of spoken word in your play? Yeah.
Before I Go it's like a mixture of, it's like prose and verse, where all the verse is when Ajani's the main character. When he's expressing himself, it's all in poetry. And when he's just talking, it's like normal. Okay, but half of the play is like poetry. It rhymes at times. It's like, it doesn't make sense. Made up words, all of those type of things.
And why did you choose to go down that avenue? What was it specifically about poetry that you felt really explored that character?
The biggest theme of the show is expression. And specifically how men don't express themselves enough. How society, different pressures sort of limits men in terms of like when it comes to expressing themselves. So I thought one avenue of like getting that out is poetry. Like poetry is a way to express yourself. So Ajani, in the beginning of the play, he uses poetry, but not in the way that, not in his full way.
Okay.
So like he uses it, but he's using it to chat to girls and using it to like promote his barbecue. And it's this fun thing. But then by the end of the play, you start to see him use it to be more vulnerable and use it to like hit the things he's been avoiding. Yeah. So yeah, it was just, if anything, it was a medium of expressing yourself that I thought was easy to adapt. Okay.
And what was it like writing it? How long did it take you to write it?
Yo, not gonna lie, it didn't take me a long time. But I feel like that's almost set me up, because now I'm writing something else and I'm like, oh, this is taking time. Before I go to like 3 months, like it didn't take a long time. So, but saying that though, I did have one of the monologues already. Yeah. And I had 2 monologues prior, and then the other ones were made as I was like building the story. Okay. But it didn't feel like it was a hard story to write in a sense.
Yeah. Why do you feel that? Do you feel like you drew on a lot of your own like life experiences, or just you had that idea and you're like, you know, I can run with this?
I think it's a mixture. Because I had the monologues, then I knew how to sort of adapt my experiences for that world and that character. But I also feel like the story is quite contained. Like it's quite simple. It's about a boy who wants to have a hard barbecue, and basically he dies, and then he's told he needs to get back to the barbecue by speaking poetry. So it's very simple. Okay. When you think about like in shape and structure, it was very simple. And I think the inside of it was like the juicy bits. But yeah, I think I gave myself an easy job in terms of like, I didn't overcomplicate the story.
No, but I think that's the best way to be, because sometimes trying to like follow a story takes away from what's actually going on, especially like the characters as well. I think I'm someone who really engages with characters, and like sometimes I'm like, okay, yeah, the storyline was great, but actually this character I really connect with, and it's more about the themes. And I feel like that's the perfect way to do it. Let's have a simple story, but make the character connect with everyone.
So true. Yeah. So true.
And you starred in this as well, didn't you? You played. Yeah. What do you think was your greatest challenge writing something and then starring? I guess being your biggest critic, but like what came with that?
It changed. In the beginning, it was taking off the hats. Like, I think, especially in the beginning process, when we was just doing it with just us lots with the team. Everyone, there was producer attached, there was director, there was everybody, but because there was sort of me execing it kind of, I often put on different hats. Right. I remember there was a joke that Ozzy used to make. She was like, "It's not a one-man show, you know," but because I'm trying to do everything. And it was like, that was the problem. I think sometimes I remember for our first ever run, I was like teching it, and I was in the tech booth. I had someone standing in, and I was going on the stage in like 30 minutes, and I'm still trying to light it. And I'm like, no, that. And that was probably one of the worst shows ever, because when I got on stage, I was still thinking about what I was doing up there. And I shouldn't have been doing it. I should have just let that happen. But obviously, like, that also needed to happen because we needed to get it done. It was like...
Yeah, and I feel like when it's your own play, you want to make sure it's exactly how you can envision it. 100%. Yeah.
But then that's the second lesson. So the first lesson was take off the hats and, you know what I'm saying, make sure there's time allocated for those things to happen in their own way. But my second lesson was, if you know what that thing needs to be, make it what it needs to be. And the same thing I learned from Temple, low key. But then I learned that again through Before I Go.
Yeah. Do you think if you did it again, because you've done it a few times, haven't you? Yeah. If you did it again, would you get somebody else to play it, or do you like having... So
the last time we done it, someone else did play a Johnny. It was alternating between me and another guy, Christopher. And that was really good. That was a really good experience, especially for me as a writer, to be like, okay, cool, this can exist without me. Fun, great. But the next time we do it, I'm not sure. There has been, there's been some new thoughts on Before I Go.
Okay.
Exciting new thoughts.
Okay.
And new developments. So
nice.
All will be out in due time.
Yes.
But there is like a lot more space for more things to happen at the moment.
Nice. Will you be performing it again at Brixton House or?
Brixton House, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but
it will be out again.
It'll be out.
Yeah, we love that. We love a new iteration of a play. Yeah. And do you prefer writing or acting? Like, in that space, what do you think was the most enjoyable part for you?
Definitely acting. I think acting is the most enjoyable. It's like the most fulfilling. You get on there, you get to say, you get to do it. Writing is... I think writing, and when it's done well, is the most... It's actually so fulfilling. Because you're like, I had something to say. I said it. And people understand it.
Yeah.
That is like, And I'm someone who I've grown up feeling misunderstood. Like, I often speak in riddles, man. My friends get onto me. They're like, "Oh yeah, you say this, like you say always speaking with like examples." So I always grew up feeling misunderstood. So when I do write something and someone understands it for what I wanted it to say, I'm just like, yo, it's a really good feeling.
Yeah. So. And did you have that reception when you wrote the play Before I Go? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
That must have been so nice. Yeah. Just like, and was it a lot of like your friends coming up to you, or was there a moment where someone like you had no idea who they were and they were just like, oh?
Yeah, no, really a lot of people that I don't even like recently. A lot of people being like, yo, you was in that show Before I Go and you wrote it, and I was like, yeah. I'm like, right, who are you? Like, that's kind of lit. Like, what? Like, what's your name, bro? That's sick. You came to watch my thing, like, yo. Yeah. And that's love. I'm just like, yo, like, that's actually real sick, because that's kind of the point. You write something, and especially how I like to make work. Before I Go is community based. It's for the mandem. It's for the people around me. So they're people I expect to come and watch it. Right. But if I don't know you and you come to support it and you actually felt it, bonus.
Yeah,
you know?
That's amazing.
I'm like, this is it's exciting.
And what sort of things will you be wanting to write in the future if you are? Are you going to continue writing? Yeah, I mean, you're writing a play right now. But what sort of things? I know you said your favourite genre is thriller. So is there a thriller coming up, or is it more again the community base, emulating real life? So
obviously, I don't just write for theatre. I write for screen as well.
Yeah.
So I'm writing a film at the moment.
Nice.
That's got the thriller in it.
Love it.
Another TV series that's got the thriller in it. And there's a couple plays that I'm sort of speculating on. Some Before
There's
I
a
Go.
lot going on.
I know. It's a busy brain, man. Yeah. But busy brain is a good brain for me.
Yeah.
Busy brain's a good brain. But then obviously you have to be in the creative. You have to have things sort of happening, unless
100%.
I feel like you're just gonna go mad. You're just gonna sit in your room and explode.
The amount of times I overthink when I don't have anything going on, I'm like, oh, I'm failing. I'm scared. I need something. So yeah, definitely having an outlet and just having so many different options to do. I think. Yeah. What do you think is the biggest difference between writing for screen and writing for stage?
Oof. I feel like writing for me, writing for stage is way more purpose-based, I think. If I'm writing something for stage, I'm often writing it because I have a message that I'm trying to portray.
Okay.
That I want you to feel there in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, you can't cheat that with theatre.
Yeah.
Like, they're there, you're there, we all feel it together. If I'm writing for screen and if I'm writing for a screen, I feel like you still have that element, but there's so many more variables, like cinematographer, someone's going to be working on the score, your actors, your directors. I think then it's about having a clear purpose, but allowing the space for so many more voices to put their own input into it. Like, I think when I sort of think of like film projects or TV projects, that's how I like to sort of envision them, so that there's like, it ain't just, if I go in there with this thing that I want to do, chances are it's not going to be that, because someone's going to have an opinion. To make a TV series or to make a film, you kind of need money. To get that type of money, you need people to sort of do that. But once they do that, they also they can have an opinion, because they put their money into it. So you need to create things that have space, I think, so you can go, okay, you want that in there, I can make that work.
Yeah. I
still get the original, I'm still getting the purpose, but it's like,
more voices.
Yeah. Allow more voices.
Is there one that you prefer writing for, or you like them both, they're just very different?
I think at the moment I prefer writing for theatre.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot more direct for me. Like, writing for screen and writing for TV is fun. I don't like drafts, to be real. And that's one thing.
Who does?
I don't like having to redraft 8 times.
Yeah. Like, why isn't the first one perfect?
And it's like, I think that's the perfectionist in me as well. If I'm making that first one, I probably put a lot of thought into it. Now you want me to just change it. And for what reason? I don't really actually agree with that. I'm not sure if I agree with what you're saying, but I have to just do it anyway. Redrafting, long. But that's just part of the game. You have to get used to it.
Yeah. Are you someone who takes criticism well? Or is it... No, do you know what it is? I feel like there's different iterations. So there's someone who takes it really well and is like, okay, cool, let me act on this. There's someone who takes it well forward facing. So if you tell me I'll change this, I'll be like, yeah, but inside I'm heartbroken. Or there's someone who's just like, no, that's not my vision, I'm going with what I think. Which one are you?
I wish I had the finances, money and confidence to be number 3. But that's how I feel sometimes. I'm like, that's actually not what this is. But then sometimes you can't actually do that because it ain't you. You ain't, like, you can't just be like, no, you're not working towards the team. So I feel like I like to believe that I'm very reasonable. Like, I'll hear what you're saying, and if I genuinely believe that it's right, hands down, I'll be like, sick, let's go. If I don't actually think that's what needs to happen, I'll try and use it. But low key, if it really clashes with what I need, then I'm just not gonna write you anything good, and you're gonna feel it. I'm gonna be like, this doesn't make sense. So what I'm gonna make isn't gonna make sense. Yeah,
because I do feel like sometimes when there are all of those voices, you can lose the heart of it and like the original message. And do you feel like there is, I know it will change depending on what you're working on, but is there an overarching message that you like your audience to kind of leave with?
I think if there's one thing all my work is gonna have, is representation. I think whatever I make, someone's gonna watch that and be like, I didn't know I could do that.
I love that.
Whatever I make.
That's perfect. And obviously you said there are like loads of different components to screen and TV, so many people working on it. With theatre it's much more contained. Are there different jobs within the industry that you've maybe thought, actually I could be a camera operator, actually I want to be a director? Is there anything else that you would do if you weren't an actor or writer? Yeah,
definitely director. I feel like that's still a loading sort of job coming to. I want to give it space, I don't want to rush that. But definitely director, definitely some sort of maybe DOP, low key. I like some of my friends, they get me on the camera sometimes, and they say they enjoy my work. So I feel like photography not as much, but they want me to film something and get like a shot. I feel like it's that like understanding how shots affect like emotion and get the vibe you're looking for.
Yeah.
I'm good at that.
What's your style with stuff like that? Like with shots and with the moving picture? Like is there an aesthetic that you go for?
Yeah. I like symmetry. I like symbolism. Like, even like, I don't know how to describe it. But like if I want a shot to feel lonely, there's ways you can go about it. I'm probably gonna, some people will go for the close-up and make the actor do the work.
Yeah.
I'd rather just go for the extreme wide and a silhouette. Do you know what I mean? It's like that type of like symbolism and storytelling through picture, I guess. Like, it doesn't always have to be the actor doing the work or the lines. I think you can get a lot with the shape, even like the frame as well. Oh, I love it when they play with frames. I love it. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So what's next for you? Like, what in the next coming months, years? What's the sort of things? I know you said you've got a million projects going on. What do you kind of want to work on? What's the main goals?
So right now, there's like the only thing that has a script that is ready to go is a play called Inertia, and it's a 2-hander love story set in the future.
Love that.
It's dystopian. It's like it's a negative view of the future, but it's to do with AI in the metaverse.
Okay.
And most of the play is like in the metaverse, so it's kind of like a visual experience as well.
Yeah.
That's sort of ready to go. So right now we're in the process of like, you know, finding the right house for it, building up the sort of space to sort of people to come and see and have their but it's basically building up. It's still in development. Apart from that, so that's something that I know this year will have some sort of life. Like even if it's like a R&D or it's like a little small sharing, something's gonna happen. But then before I go, there's more on that coming soon.
You know what? I love it when everyone's like, it's coming back. It's coming back. We're ready. It's my favorite. Yeah, and I'll be watching it. I'm very excited. It sounds amazing. Okay, so Tobi, the last question that I ask every single one of my guests is, what advice would you give to somebody wanting to be a creative? I guess in your field, it would be an actor or writer. What advice would you give to someone?
I would say roll with the punches. Roll with the punches. I think industry will come at you in so many different ways, depending on like your gender, race, sexuality, all of these things. The industry and the world, even when you choose to become a creative, like not a lot of people understand what that is. That can be a very lonely space, especially with like family and like finances. Everything will punch you in the face when you choose to become a creative. But if you roll with the punches, then often, if you just keep on going and you keep those good habits in yourself and keep confidence and hard work, it all pays off.
Yeah.
And what could happen is that the punches that you've been all storing up, they come out through your art and they inspire someone else, they heal someone else, they heal yourself. So yeah, roll with the punches.
Yeah, I mean, it's that whole thing about the lived experience, isn't it? It's like whatever you have, share it. And
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, someone else will relate to it.
100%.
Yeah. Well, Tobi, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It's been such a pleasure to hear your story, and thank you, for coming on and sharing that with everyone.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. And we will see you all next week on Young and Unscripted. Bye.